everybody, this is Vegeta back again. This time with a requested deck profile for a full power Trunks Future deck from set 10. And so here we go. So Trunks Future has a really cool effect that says that if you would take damage or damage will go from your life to the drop area on your opponent's turn, you get to reveal the card instead, add it to your hand. That's pretty cool because it works with other cards in the deck as well as prevents you from ever being critted. Then it has an auto when it swings, you draw a card, and it has a dual awakening where if you're at 4 or less life or your opponent is at 4 or less life, you could untap one, draw one, and flip him over. On the back side, he's SS Trunks Envoy of Justice, same permanent as the front side, typical leader auto, and an activate main once per turn where you could pay 2 blue to choose one of your opponent's battle cards, put on a bomb in their deck, and then at the end of your turn you untap one of your mono blue energy. So leader I still think is very good. I do also believe that other leaders do his skills, his overall stick a little bit better than he does, but still he's worth exploring and worth trying out. So of course we're playing a blue deck, so we play 4 copies of Beams, and we also play 4 copies of D-Magic. Kind of goes without saying, if you're playing a blue deck, kind of have to run them. Our Unison of choice for this deck is the Xeno Unison. So the reason why I'm going with this one as the main Unison over the Supreme Kai is because he kind of basically does what the Supreme Kai wants to do, but does it while being a little bit tankier and harder to take down. When you play this guy on 2 and he goes up to 4, very few decks could actually deal with him on 2. They might take a counter or 2 off of him, and then you go back up to 4, and at that point your opponent just not even trying to attack him anymore. The other thing is that he is a board wipe eventually. So if they do ignore him and they commit to the board, a lot of times you're able to just -5, keep a couple of counters on them, and clear out the board if things get too bad. We are though still running 2 copies of Supreme Kai Unison. I went this route versus running searchers for the Xeno, because if you get one of those, either one of them, your deck kind of functions the same. Just as the Kai is a little harder to defend, because she goes from 2 to 3, and it doesn't take much for your opponent to whittle down 3 or at least 2 counters off of her. Next up, we're playing Unison, so of course we're playing SS Trunks God Sealing Technique. One of the best catch-alls I've seen in the game in a long time. And then we go into the set 10 Trunks engine. So we run 3 Bulma. If she's revealed out the Trunks, she searches the top 5 for a blue Son Goku, Vegeta, or Trunks Future and add it to your hand. Next up we have 4 copies SSB Son Goku Hope for Victory. When he's revealed, he goes into your energy and rest mode and you draw a card. Same thing with this Vegeta. They both just ramp you 1 energy. The downside or the auto is that at the end of your turn you have to pop them, but that's only if it is placed there by his own skill and only if it's the same card, right? So if you can manipulate your energy or whatnot, you don't have to actually lose them. And the payoff for the ramping is Vegeta Infinite Radiance. You will go into this guy once you have 4 energy and a couple of guys in your energy, or 1 guy on the field and 1 guy in your energy, to then evolve into SSB Vegeta Paralyzing Prowess. This guy right here is a house. He's Deflect, he's Barrier, he's Triple Strike, he's 35k. He has like all the earmarks that say that I am very difficult to deal with. And then when he comes to the play, he takes away 2 cards from your opponent. And when he attacks, he takes away 2 cards from your opponent. Unless they're at like 3 life or so, you usually want to use him to board clear while stripping cards from your opponent's hand and then go for their life. And if they try to go after him, they have to use even more cards because they have to combo a lot to try to get over him. And you're perfectly fine with them trying to attempt to do that. Backup win con is still SS Trunks for a brighter future. This guy in this deck is amazing and has been overperforming quite a bit for me. The fact that if they don't clear it, you just drawing cards, and the fact that they have to always be worried about the triple strike. I usually use them to clear Unisons. Like I just go swing 20, make them 30k triple strike, 3 counters off, your Unison is dead. Like it's amazing. Super combo of choice, Zeno Edge of Space. This helps us to manipulate our energy. It helps us make tapped energy into untapped energy. And because our goal is to either get to 4 or get our opponent to 4, usually it's not that hard to get to 5. And to help us do that, we have SSB Son Goku Tenacious Warrior. This guy right here is your take a life 15k. In his case, if he is KO'd, he gets to search the top 7 for a Unison. So that is technically a Unison searcher. It just is done in a more roundabout way. Additional negate, we play Vegeta, Warrior that cross time. He is a 1-cost 15k on your opponent's turn as long as your leader is Trunks Future. He negates the attack and he comes down. He is unique though, so you can't play 2 of them in a row. And he's a 15k. That's usually what I like to do the turn before I go for my Vegeta plays. Just make this guy and then ramp up with either Zeno or whatnot and then go into the H-Jump Vegeta. And then lastly, we have 2 copies of Secret Identity Masked Saiyan. This guy right here is a catch-all. He's able to deal with the little weenies that are out now because people are making a lot of one-drop plays. He's also is able to deal with Obuni and his tokens as well as something else on the table. And he also could just take out one larger threat that costs 6 or less. So that's it for the deck profile. If you were wondering like where are my Obunis and stuff like that, those are my friend Jason's deck. Basically the differences are that he doesn't run Masked Saiyan and he trims down other cards like Bean and whatnot to make room for these Obunis, as well as he also doesn't run the Trunks. So that in place of these 2 plus the 2 Trunks and a Bean, he runs 3 Obuni and 2 Ultra Instinct counterplay Gokus, which does receive a reprint in the anniversary box, so you could look out for that card. It'll be pretty good. And his list is pretty strong as well, but I kind of like mine, so I'm going with this one. So thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and check out other videos on the channel. This is VG Time, signing out.